I am a Reverend Dr. Robert B. Cooper, retired presiding elder from the AME Church, holds a bachelor, former school teacher, a master of divinity, referring to the Afro-American race, Holy Mighty, and Black history. My grandmother was Dosha Mae Cooper. On my father's side, she was migrated from Savannah, Georgia to Wimberg County in the community called Bethesda that exists today. She was 109 years old. She died in 1965. And during my experience with her, she would explain to us about slavery, how she witnessed slavery, how they worked from sun up to sundown. And then the slave masters and the workers would come by in the evening to make sure that all the lights was out in the house and everybody was sleeping, getting rest for the next day to work. She eventually owned a farm, but she lost her little farm because back in the 30s when the banks went under, Afro-American who couldn't read or write, when the banks was having problems, the whites went out and phoned the other whites that the bank was going under, but the blacks was overlooked it. And a lot of them, for that reason, wind up without having what little farm they had. My dad was the baby son, and so she came to live with us, and that's how we got our experience about slavery from her. We've always been taught that there's several ways out in life, but there's true way, a good education, a good job, work hard, save your money, and then bank your money. Coopers have always been educators and business people. Even up until today in the little community of Bethesda, the Coopers Academy stands where there we would teach other blacks how to survive. The black family is very important. One of the weakest points that's hurting us today, there seems to be an illness in the black family, and that illness is that we are not taught the Bible and mannerism that we used to receive from our parents. There are certain things you can't get out of books. It comes from around the dinner table at home with mom in the evening. Dad is home, but mom does the teaching. Morals are taught at home. Morals are not taught in the classroom. It's taught at home. You can't get it out of the book. You can't pass a law to legislate moral. That's something that is taught to you. You learn it around your parents' table. And one of the bigger problems we have with our younger race today, they actually don't know who they are, where they came from, and how to get where they want to go because we have not taken the time to instruct them. And we hold them for all the little issues that occur. For example, if you have a toothache, when you go to the dentist, the first thing he's going to look to see is there's a cavity because he knows that if there's a toothache, there's some air getting to the nerves. So when we see our children out there acting difficult, it seems like it would be a clue to us that there is something they aren't getting in the homes. We are not teaching our children like our parents taught us because we're too busy trying to keep up with the Joneses rather than keeping up with our children. It's very, very important that blacks learn a good education, good bankroll, and the blacks also must learn how to play the stock market. The economy is changing now. To play the stock market. Buy stocks and the things that you use. If you have a Verizon telephone, you ought to have a block of shares in Verizon. If you use Shell Gas, you ought to have a block of Shell and Shell Gas. Whatever you use, you ought to have a percentage somewhere in it. You should get to the point where that you can make money while you're sleeping at night, riding along the road in the car. Make money. Stop spending all your money on clothing and nothing in the bank. Have a certain percentage you eat, certain percentage you wear, and a certain percentage you must leave behind, because when you leave, you're going to leave someone behind you, and you want to help them along the way. And with that, we say thank you very, very much.